Hey guys, can you hear me okay? Hi Dendori, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Hi Leela. Hi Curveball. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up. Okay. Yay. Thank you. Guys, I have new equipment. See? It's very scintillating TV right now. Quiet air is dead air, as they say. But I haven't been on in a really, really long time. I think my last live was April 13th. I know there's a lot of other autistic YouTubers out there who are excellent at doing lives just more consistently, and I apologize because I typically am only able to do them when I feel like I have the energy and when my day is going right and things are okay, and that doesn't happen all too often, does it? Um, I don't know. Let me know if you guys can feel me. My next test of a true character is to do one of these when I'm not feeling up to it. And that's actually kind of a goal that I have, is to do one of these when I'm not feeling okay, when I'm feeling blah. And I'm only feeling like half okay right now, so I guess I'm meeting you guys halfway, I suppose. If you can't tell, my voice is like shot, shot to the heart, and you're to blame. Anyways, I've had this nasty little cold that's been like, I don't know, have you guys ever had a cold that's so mild that it's just annoying as hell? Like, you feel fine, right? I don't have any of the I don't have I don't have any aches or pains. Like, I hardly even feel it. Like, if it wasn't for my lost voice, I was telling my husband yesterday that I feel like the Miley Cyrus, like the Wish version of Miley Cyrus, like. And I've been waking up in the middle of the night because that's when it gets the worst. And a couple of nights ago, I was just like, you know what? I have control over my body. I'm just not going to cough. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't have to if I don't want to, right? And so I sat there and I tried not to cough because it's a dry cough, you guys. I can't even like get anything up. And I was like, I'm just not going to cough. I'm just not going to do it. I control this vessel. I'm not going to let that happen. And then the cough came out and it was like I almost wanted to like vomit because it was like, nope, you're gonna do this. So anyways, that's what I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with a mildly irritating cold. um Simply Infamous says, I love the bee in the background. um that bee's name is Buzzle, and that is my son's bee. We bought that for him because for those of you who don't know, my son is autistic, and that's how I found out that I was also on the spectrum, after finding out that it was hereditary. And we took my son to the museum, and they were doing a raffle, and they had this cute little bee, and he loves bees because See what I did there? Because he knows that they're pollinators and how important they are, and, gotta give the little dude credit. He was scared to death of them, absolutely scared to death of them. What little kid isn't, you know? They can sting you. That's super scary if you've never dealt with it before. But he also respected them and knew how important they were. And he loves these things. And so the plushies. And so they were doing a raffle, and he entered the raffle. Hey Zach, how's it going, bud? He entered the raffle, and God bless his autistic little heart, he didn't understand that entering the raffle was not a guaranteed win. We tried to explain that to him when we entered the raffle. We tried to explain to him, like, hey, buddy, this isn't a guarantee that you're going to win. But his autistic brain didn't understand it. He thought that if he entered the raffle, it was just a matter of time until the event organizers reached out to him and told us to come and pick up his bee. But we also don't just buy him things for the sake of buying him things. And he also doesn't want a whole lot of things. Like, I can count on one hand the things he asks for in an entire year. And I don't even need all the fingers. Um, so he did really, really good in math and brought his grade up. And as a surprise, we went ahead and bought him the bee. And we don't normally do that because we're not very materialistic. We don't like to buy things. Things also kind of stress me out. And plushies stress me out because he's got so many of them. And he counts them all, and he has to have them all accounted for before he goes to sleep. So it's, accumulating, but he loves all of them. And so we finally decided, we're going to get him that for doing well in math. He's he's got the I guess you would call this microfiber. I'm not entirely sure, but like my son likes to draw Harry Potter glasses on him. Do the little anyways, how's everybody else's week going? What have you all been up to? I had a family reunion, and that took up so much of my time. I can't even tell you guys. You're a wizard, Harry. Hey, Concrete Jungle. Let me. So I got a new laptop. So Orion was giving me so much shit about my old equipment because I'm a cheap ass and I didn't want to buy new equipment. So I recently got a new laptop and a new 4K camera and this microphone right here, which is pretty awesome. But anyways, so I had a family reunion and it was great. And it's weird how you can even feel your autistic traits even with family and that social awkwardness. So the first night that the family was out here, I invited everybody over to my house, and we had a really good time. Um, and I was socializing and being quiet and listening when I needed to, and we were vibing. And in that moment, I almost thought, like, crap, dude, I give myself such a hard time for socializing and not being able to socialize properly, but I'm doing okay right now. Like, am I getting better at this? Um, and and then we went places that were not my home, and I finally realized, like, oh, okay, I'm not good at this. I just felt like I was because it was inside my own home and I was able to control the environment and I felt more comfortable there. Um, and we had one gathering at like another relative's house that's kind of close by. And I didn't know where to stand. There weren't enough places to sit. It's like, who do I talk to? I just jump around from group to group, like, and I was like, nope, yep, okay, this is, yep, still autistic. I got real excited, like, hey, maybe I'm getting better at this socializing thing, and I realized it was because I was able to control the environment, and it was a place that I felt comfortable, and all of that jazz. So let's see what everybody is saying. TJ's been dealing with a stalker. Was it me, TJ? All right, I've got something to tell you, TJ. Just messing. Babushuka cookie ask, how do you stay being healthy? I don't know, because I don't. Um, some of you guys have the silliest comments. Warspite says, fun fact, the smell of bananas is the same as the attack pheromones. So don't eat bananas and work with the bees. Oh, okay. Interesting. Good to know. We have been thinking about getting a a beehive and becoming beekeepers. Um, but then my son would never go in the backyard. We do have backyard chickens out there. Ella Bella. Ella. Say hi to the people. Oh, is the bee in the way? Look. Hey, look. Don't act so depressed. Come here. All right. She's a good girl. She's a Australian Shepherd mixed with Border Collie. And we got her because I had an Australian Shepherd as a little girl, and the Australian Shepherd was my best friend. I know that there's a lot of autistic people out there who are very attached to their animals, um, or relate better to the animals than they do people. And that was absolutely the case for me. Um, like my dog was my best friend, and she was awesome. She was so playful and everything. Um, and when she passed away, dude, it was so heartbreaking. It was I wasn't even living at home anymore when it happened because I'd had her since I was 14 years old, and then 18, you get out of the house, and I was living on my own, and she died of old age, and I was just like, uh, probably shouldn't admit this, but I cried harder about losing her than I have people, some people, because she was like my childhood best friend. So, anyways, when I was finally ready to get another dog, I was looking up border collies, or excuse me, Australian shepherds, and that was what I found. And she is nothing like an Australian shepherd. She is like not playful. She doesn't jump on me. She doesn't like to roughhouse. She's scared of her own farts and the wind and anything that moves suddenly. And she hides under the bed all the time. Every time anybody comes over to her house, they think that she's like abused. She's escaped our backyard a few times. And we had the people call us, and they were like, because her number's on the caller. And they were like, we fed her because she looked like she was starving. And I was like, don't let her fool you. She just shakes and she's afraid of everything. Um, yeah, animals are easier to understand, Concrete Jungle says. Dude, that was my dad too. Um, my dad loved babies and animals. And I remember as a little girl, because my dad was, I now know, autistic, and where I got my autism from. and I would watch him interact with horses, you know? I swear to God, that man just, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like he he spoke horse. That sounds so stupid, but when he would talk to them, it was seriously like they could understand him, and, he loved babies and animals, and that always confused me because he was mean to everybody else, not mean to everybody else, but, like, the world was overwhelming for him, so he was pissed off all the time. God bless him. He was a good dad. He was just I know that now because I know that he was on the spectrum, but the way he was with animals, I was just like, how do you go from, like, angry at me because, I was a teenager wearing perfume and making noises and being annoying, and it was overwhelming for him, to, like, softly talking to animals and, like, speaking their secret language, and, um but anyways, I know that's the case for a lot of autistic people. Um Yeah, Zach, it's definitely the reason we have less trolls. Zach says, I just realized this is a horizontal stream, and that's why we have less trolls. Yeah, because I have like 50 viewers. If I was doing it vertical, we would have a lot more people asking about my OnlyFans account, which is freaking ridiculous, dude. Um, yeah. Yay, trolls be gone, Leela says. Oh, James says only 16 thumbs up. 17 now. That's okay. Um, not really talking about anything super exciting. Um, oh, so you can call me Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe, you changed your name. You used to be Mr. Joe, I think. I'm gonna have to talk to all you guys. You can't change your names, guys, because after I get used to you being a certain way, it's what I stick to. It's confusing when you change your YouTube names. Stop it. Um, anyways, Mr. Joe said, "Oh no, I have a TED talk about pet loss." She said what you said. People ashamedly say I cried harder than them than for my mom. And that's actually what I was gonna say. Because I've lost both my mom and my dad. And for my mom, it was like a long time coming, and we expected it. But with my dog, even though she was getting older, it was just like I don't know. It was like a piece of your childhood. Um, Leela, no. Leela says I plan to change my name. Maybe Leela ADHD. So hard to pick. Nope. Mm-mm. Not allowed to, Leela. Don't do it. You'll confuse me, and then I won't know who you are. Because Lauren Seacrest changed her name to Spicy Lauren or something along those lines. And I was just like, I can't cope. I can't. You're one of my staples, and I can't cope. So, anyways, yeah, it's been a lot of socializing with family. And it's cool because, we talk about how much we struggle with socializing. And I really do gain energy from socializing sometimes. Um, Geo Dragon says, hi from Alaska. Really? Oh my gosh. What's the sunlight hours out there? Are you like lots of sunlight or no sunlight? I hear so many people say they want to move to Alaska, and I'm like, why? Sounds awful. Zach says, I feel the same when people change their profile picture. Thank you. Just so you guys know, I am confident in the profile picture that I have chosen for my YouTube channel, and that will never change. Obviously, there's like brand recognition in a business, or when you have like a logo or anything like that. Um, but that one's gonna stay. So Nathan L, I'm in Australia. Bear Fulmer. I'm seeing some new names here. This is interesting. Bear Fulmar says, I've been bear since I was knee high to a grasshopper. That's such a old timer saying, but I love it. And I'll be bear till I die. Yep, I get that. Um, I was little Jenny growing up in my childhood neighborhood because no, I was big Jenny because there was another Jennifer, and she was younger than me. So she was little Jenny and I was big Jenny. That was how the neighborhood kids told us apart. Um, hey, ASD old man, how's it going? Oh, Nathan, I'm son Nathan on Discord. Okay, that helps. Thank you, Nathan. I really appreciate that. Okay, you guys, so we have a Discord, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little overwhelming for me because I struggle to respond to text messages, and I want to be in the Discord, but then I feel guilty for not responding. And so I just kind of like, the guiltier you feel, the more you disappear. Um, but a bunch of people are in there and they have different names from their YouTube names. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. So I actually appreciate that, Nathan. Thank you for letting me know. Little Jenny from the block took your other name. That's the truth. Um, Leela, just to mess with Jen. Don't. Second time. Leela, don't do it. Leela P. If I see your name changed next time I log on, I'm gonna have to deal with it. I'm like, what am I gonna do if she changes her name? I'm just gonna have to deal with it, but I'm not gonna like it, okay? Oh, Andrew asked, do you naturally sit like that with your left leg bent up? I do the same with my right. My mom says I've done it forever. I think I like the pressure and have been told I sit weird. So I always sit weird, always, 100% of the time. And again, all the things that used to make me feel self conscious before I was diagnosed, that I didn't understand why I had a proclivity. Like, it's not even just like you do things differently. It's like that's just how you naturally are. I would sit like a third grader all the time, crisscross applesauce, or I'd like hop up on bar stools and I would sit, like this. And it's like I'm, late 30s, early 40s at these times. And none of my other friends did that. None of my other friends sat funny like this. And I will sit on the floor. I will, crunch my legs up. And now I know why I did all those things. And I'm super grateful to know why I had the predilection to do it. Shape of Soup, hey buddy, how's it going? Leela, Leela P, who is hopefully still gonna stay Leela P, says I love sitting on the floor. Me too. Every place we go, like, if I even like, there's a couch, I'm sitting on the floor, and they're like, "Why? We have a couch here." I'm like, "That's nice." Prefer to sit on the floor. I don't know, you guys. I just always feel like a 6-year-old, you know? Like I just always feel like a 6-year-old around everybody. And that's why we have masking. That's why we try really, really hard to act grown up and to act normal and to not do the things that we normally feel the predilection to do, you know? Hmm. I've actually thought about doing a TikTok about like all the weird ways I sleep. I don't know if that'd be appropriate. Um, but like when I sleep, I contort into like ungodly ways that is comfortable to me. Like, first of all, I can't stand things touching my neck, not even the pillow. And so a lot of times I'm like sleeping like this, and then I'm just like, I don't know, like I mummify myself and I can't sleep properly. I can't like, most people just lay down in the bed and they just like go to sleep. And I'm like, nope, I need to be like a certain way and I have to adjust myself until I feel comfortable. We are the pretzel people. Shape of soup. I'm gonna have to make a meme out of that because that is absolutely the truth. We are absolutely the pretzel people. 100%. Okay, Stephen Lucy says, "Whoa, Jen, I was just talking about this to someone earlier, but I can't understand why I was a little genius to all the adults when I was a little kid and fully into adulthood, and I'm treated like a child." Yep, I've said that 1,000 times. I've said that 1,000 times that as a kid, we feel like an adult and we feel like we don't fit in with our peers. And as an adult, we feel like a child, an 8-year-old child that nobody wants to be around. Um, I'm having flashbacks to my family gathering again, where I was like, I'm doing all right in my own house. And then we went to somebody else's house where like there wasn't enough seating, and I was just like so awkward, like, where do I stand? I'm not a part of the cool kids table. The cool kids table is over there, and I'll just go stand in the corner over here. And I swear, it's so funny because can't judge a book by its cover. There are so many autistic YouTubers out there. I know that like I will even watch them and I'm like, you look fine. You look nice. You are a pretty girl or you're a handsome guy. Are you faking it? You just trying to get YouTube clout? You can tell who really, really struggles with autism if you let them talk enough. You can tell who's appropriating it and who really, really struggles with it by the in-depth things that they're able to tell you. But I'll look at people sometimes and like I even fall into the trap of, but really? Are you just like saying that you struggle with these things? Because you look fine. And I imagine people look at me and they're like, you look fine. You can't possibly be struggling with these social issues. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if only you guys could like be a fly on the wall and follow me around. You would see like how awkward I am, how much I struggle to talk, how much I script. But I do okay, you know. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't I don't know, they always ask if you could take a pill to cure your autism, would you? Would you guys? If you guys Oh, worst bite. Thank you for the super chat. I really hope I didn't miss any more. Worst bite said, I am a 46-year-old child. I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna love it also. I'm just gonna scroll up and make sure I didn't miss any more super chats because I struggle with that. Oh, no, down. Oh my gosh. Oh! Okay, you guys, I'm using my touch screen now, so I really hope I'm not. Okay. Was bringing up too many menu items. It was asking me if I wanted to block or report people. Um, but yeah, worst bite. That sounds like a gamer name. Is that a gamer name? I'm a 46-year-old child. I'm a 41-year-old child, dude. It was really interesting because when I was hanging out with my, family, everybody wears, like, appropriate clothing for their age. I feel like I should send you guys pictures of me because it looks like I'm like a cougar trying too hard. I don't know how else to say it. But it's not because I'm trying too hard. It's just because I shop in the junior section and I've got a certain type of dress that I feel comfortable with. And I dress too immature for my age. And I know it and I don't care. I don't care. I just really don't care because that's what I like. Um, Thank you, Warspite, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Um, okay, so if you guys could take a pill to cure your autism, would you do it? Bear Fulmer says, hell no, I wouldn't take a pill to cure the awesometism. Isabella says, hell no. Nige Hawkins. Hey Nige, you you sent me a it's not a super chat, it was a buy me a coffee, I think, didn't you? And I've been meaning to thank you for that. Um, I really appreciate it. Shape of Soup says, hell no. And Babusha Cookie says, I would. TJ Zamboni says, no pill. I don't want neurotypical cookies. Pip Whitefeather says, I have no clue. These are all some really interesting responses. So I'll tell you guys, there are some days where I kind of wish, I think, I think I might. I, I wouldn't, I don't know. My brain is just so busy all the time, and my default setting is just hard mode, period. End of story. My default setting is hard mode all the time. Like everything that, other people can just do. And honestly, I don't know if part of that is whatever we would call like OCD adjacent, but just like simple tasks like folding socks. And people just fold socks, and I just overthink folding socks. I fold them and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this one has a hole in it. Should we buy more of these? If we buy more of these, should we get like a new style or should we keep it the same?" And I have to rotate the socks to make sure that like the newest ones are in the front and they all have to be like perpendicular. So that's a little bit OCD adjacent. But it's just like the brain power that I have to use to do just like the simplest of things. I don't know. Could I test drive being neurotypical? Maybe if I could test drive being neurotypical for a little bit, I would feel more into it. Um, Autistic Renegade says, I would never take a pill because what if I don't like being neurotypical? See, that's what I'm saying. If I could test drive it, Jeremiah Center, I probably wouldn't enjoy life without my special interests. See, I agree. I really struggle with executive dysfunction, but it still seems like other people aren't enjoying life as much as I do. That okay, so once you get that's a very good statement because once you get diagnosed, once you get diagnosed and you're able to realize that you're not a bad, neurotypical, you're a perfectly fine neurodivergent person, then you can just kind of like enjoy life and enjoy what you're into. And it's amazing. It really is amazing. If you can just like be comfortable in your own shoes, be comfortable being yourself, it's pretty gosh darn amazing. Um Seriously, you guys, I'm sorry for my voice. I'm sorry for my wish version of Miley Cyrus voice. been going on for like a week now. And I thought about not going live tonight just because my voice was crappy, but I was like, you know what? Nobody's going to care. You guys are all awesome, and I really appreciate it. Leela P says ADHD is a huge struggle too. Who are you talking to? I knew. Um, so on another note, Then Hearts Collide says, I'm happy you went live today. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I know it's been a while. It's been a while. Um, so I had a pair of these shorts that I'm wearing now. They got a hole in the back. So I want to talk about I want to talk about how much we struggle with things that we find that we like, whether that's reusable products, whether it's clothing, whether it's a certain style of clothing, whatever it is, and how devastating it is to us when we have like see, this is what I'm talking about. Nige, thank you for the super chat. Nige didn't say anything. I missed it, Nige. Did you say that you were the one that gave me the buy me a coffee? I think it was. Um, anyways, so just how much we struggle with when we find a new product that we really like, and if we don't have that product anymore, just like so this is like my favorite pair of jeans that I have here, and it got a hole in them, and so I tried to go and find a new pair, and like nothing was the same. I'm the same about, not to get weird, but let's all be grown-ups here. Bras, if there are any girls in the chat, I know you're gonna feel me here. I know there are a ton of girls in the chat. It's just like you can't. Oh, people are just giving me super chats now and not even saying what it's for. Thank you, Katisco70. I appreciate it. I love you guys. I'm trying to like it and love it. Oh, it's your first. Is it your first? Thank you. It was your first. Thank you so much. So I really, really struggle with that. Holy crap, there are 72 people here on a horizontal live stream. Thank you. I'm over here talking about how I got holes in my shorts and how I can't buy new bras because nothing else works for me. Shape of soup. Thank you, dude. You guys got to start sending messages with your super chats, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. Shenanigans says underwire. Yep. Well, so it's individual, right? The point is that we all have like specific, if you're a girl, bras, underwear, shorts, like certain styles of clothing, makeup that you wear. And if you're a guy, it's, certain styles of t-shirts, I imagine, certain styles of shoes. That is just like nothing else will do. And if you say that, outsiders, neurotypicals, they wouldn't understand. They just wouldn't understand. They would think that you're being a drama queen, and it's like, dude, just get another pair of shorts. What size are you? Just go get another pair of shorts. I'm like, no, I can't do that. Sorry, sir. I don't think you understand. I can't do that. I can't do that. So I tried to go get another pair of shorts and ended up sewing up the hole. So, and the lip gloss that I typically wear, which is just like, I'm like, where's the camera? It's just like it doesn't really even show up, it's not really colored. And because of that, people don't really buy it. And I've wound up paying more for it on Amazon because I can't find another lip gloss that I like. And again, that's, if you're neurotypical, it's like it's not that big of a deal. Just find another one. I'm like, nope, I can't. I can't do that. I'll pay twice for it on Amazon. Shape of soup. Hold on. Hold on. Sh- You are you're such a jokester. Okay, I you typed that out. Sent from my iPhone. Okay, have any of you guys watched I love it, Shape of Soup. Thank you for your message. Have any of you guys watched Baby Reindeer? What are you guys watching right now? Tell me what's good. Give me some suggestions. Tell me what you're watching and what platform you're watching it on. TJ said Baby Reindeer was so messed up. Yep. I got to tell you, okay. So as a chick, I was super interested in the stalking aspect and like the legal ramifications and the story and everything else. But episodes like 4 and 5 were a little bit hard for me to stomach. So for any of you out there that like, I'm not a square, but it was a lot like sex heavy and drugs heavy. I'm gonna get demonetized for even saying those words, but it was hard. It was really really hard to watch. Um, but I really enjoyed after I got past and those episodes were necessary for the backstory. But it for any of you who don't know, Baby Reindeer is basically a true story, a- allegedly. I mean, it's pretty much been it, it's proven true. There's one aspect that's in question right now, but it's basically a struggling comedian that a woman walked into his bar and she was saying all sorts of crazy things like that. She was like a well-to-do lawyer, but she couldn't afford a drink. So he gave her a drink for free on the house, a cup of tea. And I think this took place in the UK. And then that just kind of spurred her attachment to him. And she began stalking him and sending him thousands upon thousands of emails, hours upon hours of voicemails. And of course, the public was pretty curious about that because typically it's male stalkers and not female stalkers. Like that's a little bit less common. Um, and with it being a true story, people were pretty intrigued. I think the one piece that has not been confirmed yet is if she was ever convicted and which, did she do these acts? Like there were other people that said that she had stalked them as well. So but anyways, I'm a huge true crime fan, and so that one was really interesting to me. But those few episodes that were really dark and really hard to deal with, really painted an important piece to the story. Okay, let's see what everybody else says. Zach is trying to. Oh, this is what Orion's always talking about, how it jumps. Zach says I'm trying to catch up on Critical Role on YouTube. Oh, I've heard of that. My friend told me about that. She says I need to watch it. Um, yes, I'm aware. I'm aware of this. It's a D&D thing. John Fist said I started watching it, but I had to stop because of the cringe. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that. I struggle with the cringe myself. Bad, 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 bad. Like whenever there's comedians, bombing on stage, whether it's real or fake, I cannot. I think this is an autistic thing. I can't watch people bombing on stage, struggling, the embarrassing things like, embarrassing wedding moments, people tripping and falling. I cannot stand cringe factor. It's really, really hard for me to get through. And I don't know if that's because we all personally feel cringe our whole life to the fact where it's visceral when we see it in other people. So there's a lot of footage in Baby Reindeer where this comedian just bombs on stage and it's so uncomfortable. And I wonder if it's just because we can all kind of like put ourselves in their shoes, you know? I don't know. But it's really hard for me to get through. Sorry for the coughs, guys. Um, Nige says can't afford Netflix right now, or else I would watch it. Then Nige, stop donating to me. I'm gonna have to donate to Nige so you can you can buy yourself some Netflix. Hi, Autistic Jenny. How's it going, girl? Shape of Soup says I have to turn it off too. Okay, so Stephen Loses says, you were high in your vids, confirmed, red eye. So it doesn't matter what I do. I don't smoke weed, you guys. And I don't care who believes me because I fully support weed. It's legal in my state. As a matter of fact, when my mom was in hospice and she was struggling with pain, and I was irritated that, she's taking a whole bunch of Vicodin and stuff that was just making her not herself. I tried to talk her into taking weed, but she grew up religious and really just kind of thought like, oh, devil's lettuce. Um, I actually went out of my way to go and talk to the pastor to try to get her to understand that it was an okay alternative form of medicine. I fully support it. I'm not against it. Kudos, to I think it's probably better than alcohol in a lot of ways. But I don't partake and I just naturally have red eyes. Um I thought that that would go away after I did LASIK. Um But honestly, I really don't care. Comments like that don't get to me. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Steven. Cool with weed. Weed is cool. I have no problem with it. And I do honestly think it's better than alcohol. And I do partake in alcohol, absolutely. And I will tell you that weed is better than alcohol, in my personal opinion. I have seen a lot of people do stupid crap with alcohol, driving, domestic violence, whatever. I'm just throwing out all the buzzwords to get myself demonetized right now. Um, but you don't really hear that with weed or even, mushrooms, psychedelics. But it's just I don't like it. Okay. I just personally don't like weed. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like how it makes me feel like I want to eat everything. And we all have different chemistries and different biologies. And so it's just not for me. Um, so I don't know. I'm just that way. My eyes are just red, I guess. Shape of Soup says it's fine. We'll cover it with super chats. I appreciate it. Um, to anybody who does imbibe, I don't know if that's what you say for weed. Good for you. Seriously, like uh, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's awesome. I support it. I think that I do think that there's a lot of studies that still need to be done on the effects of marijuana. And um, it's we can't say that it is completely safe either, but I will say that it's safer than alcohol or a lot of the prescription meds that we take. Right? Like I'm not saying that it's like God's gift to man without consequences, because there are some studies that show that there's an elevated risk of like potential bear with me, people. Don't freak out on me. Psychosis, if you are already like predispositioned to it, that it might bring it out earlier, or if you already have certain predispositions, but the research is ongoing, right? So I'm just saying that there's no substance that is just like without potential side effects. um but that's just not my thing. Everything in moderation. Yeah. Autistic Jenny says, I can't handle alcohol either. Makes me depressed. Yep. It's a depressant. So, a lot of people who like, struggle with depression, you shouldn't drink. Paul says, low dose gummies for me on the weekends helped a lot regulating me since I sorted out who I am. Yeah. I know tons of people on the spectrum who self-medicate that way. And it's why it's become legal in a lot of places, and it should be, you know. I'm I do get frustrated at I'm going down too many rabbit holes here, getting too philosophical. But I'll just say I get frustrated with like pharmaceuticals and how much they charge, and that they're doing a lot more harm, and that doctors are reactive and not preventative. So hey, Orion Kelly, that autistic guy, Orion. So on my you missed this because it didn't push it out to everybody because it's horizontal, not vertical. I'm not doing this on my phone. So everybody go ahead and say hello to Orion. Get it out. Like Orion's the new star of the show now. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute while everybody says hi to Orion. um so in my most recent video, Orion, there were a few people that were saying that they really like how you and I bounce off of each other and interact. And I thought that that was pretty interesting because you and I do have very similar like senses of like sarcasm and bullshittery. We are very bullshittery, I guess. Not very politically correct. I don't get my feelings hurt easily. I'm not easily offended, and Orion's kind of the same way. But we do work within the autism community where people do take things literally and can absolutely be hurt by sarcasm. And I see that and I feel that. I absolutely see that and feel that. But at the end of the day, I reckon I have to be true to myself, you know? Um, when I started this YouTube channel, I thought I could aim to please everybody and to accommodate everybody's needs, or I can just be who I am. And people who like that can watch, come be a part of the community, and people who don't like that, um, but it is a huge struggle with people who are on the spectrum, and I absolutely recognize that 100%, that they can't understand sarcasm, but I'm sarcastic as shit. So, um, then Hearts Collide says, yeah, I can't read sarcasm. Yeah, so that's a lot of people, right? Like it also depends on like who you're hanging out with. Um, I've actually seen some people say I can understand sarcasm when it's somebody that I know well, and you kind of get to know them and you kind of get to know when they're being sarcastic. And I pride myself on understanding sarcasm, but I will tell you that there are some times that I think even neurotypicals struggle to understand sarcasm, right? So it's not like completely free of like clouds for everyone. But anyways, Brian says sarcastic. You must not be really autistic. True. This is a good fact. You guys, if you can understand or exude sarcasm, it's in the DSM-5. You can't be autistic. Can you guys hear that? My kiddo has a neighborhood friend over, and I'm trying to do anything I can to get him off of electronics. And so we've got a neighborhood friend over, and she brought a keyboard. And let me tell you, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the keyboard. But they're playing it outside. Can you guys hear it right now? Okay, Zach says he can't hear it. If you guys can hear it, I'll go out there and tell him to stop. But it's like little kids playing on the keyboard. But here's the difference. So certain noises bother me. Obviously, you guys all know this. And the same happened to my dad. But here's the beauty of being diagnosed, you guys, is that I know that it bothers me because of my autism, and I can react differently. You know how they always say, like, you try to do better than your parents. And so my dad would just like blow up at me for, making noises or whatever. Sorry guys, I'm really sorry. And I still get bothered the exact same by noises, but I react differently and I just let it go. I don't yell at him to stop. I don't freak out at him. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a drink of water, guys. I'm sorry, but just like this stupid cough, I might have to end the live stream in a little bit. I don't want to, but I'm gonna go grab some water and see if that helps. So you guys all hang out with Buzzle or chat amongst yourselves. Because I appreciate that too when you guys are able to just kind of like talk amongst yourselves, and I don't have to be the star of the show. Autistic robot dragon. I'm hiding. Is it working? Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I thought about not coming on today just because of my stupid voice. And like I said, I'm annoying more than anything. I'm not like in pain. Like we've all had those colds where you feel like crap. I feel fine. That's why it's so annoying, because I feel fine. Glad you did. Get you a little steam after stream. It's a good idea. Yeah, I know steam is my friend, but it's like such a dry cough. It's like there's nothing there to expel. So we're getting really gross, you guys. Sorry. Oh no, Isabella said everyone be civil. You can call me Mr. Joseph. We'll take it from here, Jen. Thanks. All right. Perfect. I'm gonna just sit here. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Orion, are you still here? Sorry if I blew anybody's eardrums out with that. Ah, damn it. I don't know how to scroll on this thing. I don't know. Orion, let me know if you're still here. Isabella says, I think we scared him away. Sounds right. ACCIO Orion. ASIO? I don't know what that means. He will comment out of nowhere, just wait. We don't know when. We don't know where. But trust me, he has a very particular set of skills. I don't know who you are. All right, I'll stop. Leela says, I have to go to my class. Leela, before you go, what are you studying? What is your class? What are you going to classes for? Oh, an autistic Jenny's got to eat supper now. And now think about phlegm. Yep. It's just ADHD parent than adult. James says, over 800 now. He would want you to know. Yes, he would. And he would tell us that if he was here. But he's not. Sucker. um, okay, bye Autistic Jenny. Bye Leela. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Autistic Jenny, you've been putting out some bangers lately. Autistic Jenny, before you go, I do want to tell everyone that if you have not watched her video, was it on Burnout? Um, I think it was on Burnout, Autistic Jenny. And anyway, she really actually kind of like separated burnout versus like shutdown in a way that I understood for the first time in a long time. And or not in a long time, like forever. For like the first time, she made it apparent to me because I always struggled with the so if you guys haven't checked that video out on Autistic Jenny's channel, go and check that out. Um Definitely go and check that out because there have been, you know how it is in the autistic community. There's so many videos that are just like overdone about the same topics, which I don't want to say overdone because you always glean a little new information. If you're a freak like me and you just absorb the information, it's all, there's a little different information you pick up every single time. But I always felt like there was something wrong with like not wrong with me, but like I didn't relate to all of the autistic meltdown stuff that you always hear about because I was like, I don't melt down. I don't melt down, and that was seems like just such a big requirement for autism, if you will. But I was like, I go quiet, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, that's a thing that happens too. Now, don't get me wrong. Have I ever had a meltdown? Yes, absolutely. And I just really think that I have such a positive environment nowadays that I don't melt down. Um, so it takes a lot for that to happen, but it happens. Um, but mostly I shut down and I quit talking. And so I just kind of felt like why does everybody else say they like throw temper tantrums, like melt down, and I don't do that. Am I just a more mature autistic? I say that jokingly, okay? Because I always share my like earliest thoughts with you guys. Like whenever I talk about the misconceptions and the misunderstandings that I have, I freely share that with you guys so that you understand just the earlier thoughts that I have, that other people have, that I thought like that's an immaturity thing. You just can't control yourself, you know? I don't do that. But I do shut down for sure, and I have had meltdowns sparingly. But Autistic Jenny's video did a great, like the only one that actually kind of like explained the differences that made sense to me. Um, so yeah, okay. Autistic Jenny, now go eat, okay? Leave the live stream. I'm not going to talk about you anymore. Go away, go eat, okay? Go nourish yourself. I know you love all this YouTube stuff, but go eat. Autistic Robot Dragon says, I think I have a lot more shutdowns than meltdowns. Yeah, that's me. Isabella says, I don't know if you can have verbal meltdowns, but I talk a lot when I'm dysregulated. Yeah, that feels like an ADHD thing to me. Maybe. Nige says, I had a meltdown in at work a few weeks ago because of information overload. I felt embarrassed, but luckily I work with some very supportive people. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. And that's good that you have some supportive people. Um, I think we've all had meltdowns in front of people that is super embarrassing for sure. Mr. Joe says, we'll talk about you. Go anyway. My favorite trick is like whenever somebody walks into the room, I'm like, shh, stop talking about them. Like if there's another person there. But that's autistic scripting. I say that every time. Mr. Joe says, I notice females chat more when nervous versus men as in general. Yep. I cannot stand uncomfortable silences at all. And I hate it because I wish that I could just be quiet, because I think that that lends to oversharing when I just want to fill dead air with my talking. Um, but I know a lot of people do that. They feel uncomfortable with the silences. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you all feel more comfortable with the uncomfortable silences. Zach says, it was wild to me when a coworker said I had a script for phone calls and that I had a help desk voice and a teaching voice and a normal voice. Yep, can relate 100%. Like I was telling you guys about the guy that takes my order at Starbucks every time, and every time I order my venti coffee is like, just black, because I just get it black, and he's like, black as midnight on a moonless night. And a bunch of you pointed out to me in the comments that that was from a movie. I forget which one, but it's like he says it every single time because that's how he reacts. You know, it's just like my dad was the same way. I call them buzzwords. I call them buzzwords. And it's like somebody says something and you're like, "Zoop. Oh, let me respond to that with this and that and this and that." Twin Peaks. Yes, Twin Peaks. You all know. I don't even know what that is. But I've talked about that in some of my videos before, but there are buzzwords that people say, and then you just respond with a script. It's either a situation or a buzzword that prompts the script, and it's repetitive, and it's annoying, but we all do it. So what is Twin Peaks? I mean, sounds like something naughty. Isabella says, "So I guess I have scripts too." So I'm trying not to repeat too much of like what's already existing in my videos, Isabella, but basically like, some of the examples that I gave in my video about my some of my social difficulties is that like my dad was really bad at scripting and I'm really bad at scripting, but he was way worse. Um, oh, it says ads will run shortly for some viewers. Should I skip the ad? I'm gonna skip it. You're welcome, guys. That's new. But my dad is just like you said a word and he would just like respond with a story. So one of the famous ones that I remember is like anytime I would talk about like crabs or lobster, he would always tell me this story about how when he went on a date with my mom for the first time, that they ordered lobster. I was trying to like be fancy and take her out to a nice restaurant, and they brought out the butter and one of those little like things and put it above a candle or whatever, and it exploded. And that's such a cute story, and it's obviously a story that stuck out in my dad's mind. But it was like every time anybody would, if they had crab or lobster or any kind of seafood, or if we were at a seafood restaurant, or if we were walking through a store that sold crab or lobster. And it's like he's trying to fill the dead air with words. Jan! Jan! Jan joined Genovators. Yay, thank you. Okay, you guys, I do have channel memberships, and I don't talk about it very often because it's a little bit stressful to like deliver content, because I don't do this for the money. I do this for community, and y'all can think I'm just saying that, but I'm not. I so I was like, I did that because I wanted people to feel like they were like a part of my community, and that's like what every other YouTuber does. So I was like, I'm gonna do that. Um, I'm the type of person that I want to give money to people. I don't like people relying on me for stuff. But anyways, I did it, and then I actually realized I was like, you know what? I always kind of wanted to do like just like vlogs, lifestyle vlogs. Just less scripted, less formal, and maybe I could do that here. So I've done a few of those over there. But thank you for joining, Jan. I'm so happy that you joined. That just made my whole day. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Um, it's not very much, you guys, because YouTube takes like 60% of it or something. Um Orion's back. Where have you been, man? We've been talking about you this whole time. Everybody said that you were just gonna like pop back up and say something randomly, and they were right. All right, Orion, I'll give you my $5. So that's about what I earn from my members only. But welcome, Jan. Glad to have you here. I do silly crap over there. I normally talk about like, just kind of like what's been going on in my week. The next video I plan on doing is like introducing you guys to my backyard chickens. Um, Let me tell you guys. Day before yesterday, one of my chickens, I have a silkie, They're the ones with, like, the frizzle hair, you know? And they can jump really high. They act like road runners. They're just, shoo, you know? She is super athletic, and she jumped over the neighbor's fence, and normally, I'm just like, she'll come back. She knows where her food is, and she always does, but she didn't this day, and my son was just, like, bawling his eyes out, feeling like a bad chicken daddy, because that's what he calls himself. He calls himself a chicken daddy because he takes care of our chickens, and, couldn't find her, drove around the block, and I was just like, I don't care as much as my son does. He cares. He cares. He cares a lot. But I couldn't find her anywhere. And so I was just like chicken down. And my son's like crying his eyeballs out. And so I posted in some of our Facebook groups, that she was like on the loose, watch out for a chicken in suburbia. And then like 3 hours later, she just reappeared. I don't know where she came from. I don't know what happened. But anyways, all these fuckers have different personalities. Sorry guys. All of these chickens have different personalities. And so I was going to kind of talk about how like I water glass eggs, what it takes to take care of them, their names. Um, and in a few days, we're going to be getting 3 more chickens that my husband's ordering online, and they're called Ion Samanis, and they're all black feathers, and their feathers have a sheen. Okay, bear with me, guys. Okay, I know this sounds really boring, but just bear with me. This is interesting, I promise. Black eyes, black beaks, black bones, black meat, everything about them. They have no pigmentation. You can actually go to Asian markets and buy this black chicken meat. And we had one, and she had the sweetest personality, the most like peoply chicken that I've ever had. Like she wanted to, I want to be where the people are, like that's how this chicken was. And so like when she passed away, my husband was like heartbroken. So he ordered 3 more, and he is going to name them Blue, Charlie, and Delta. So in the chat, if anybody knows where Blue, Charlie, and Delta come from. Nathan said, yummy chickens. Got it, TJ. Raptors from Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. Yes. Yep. So C, B, and D. Yes, Zach. Military alphabet. Who can recite the military alphabet? This is scintillating right here. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel. Is it India or Indigo? I think it's J. Damn it, I can't remember J. K is Kilo. L is Lima. Mike. Damn it, I can't remember N. Oscar. Papa. Quebec. Romeo. Sierra. Tango. Uniform. Is it uniform? Victor or Vector? Can't remember W. X-ray. Zulu. Okay, how did I do? It's indigo? Okay. Oh, J is Juliet. Damn it. And N is November. Zach, U is not unicorn. Do not. Whiskey. Thank you. Okay. How many did I get? I got a few of them. I got a few. I tried to remember, like, I started trying to remember the, like, periodic table of elements. Why? I don't know. Cool party trick, but I didn't get very far. Oh, Zach says I typed uniform. LOL. I like unicorn more though. I agree, Zach. Let's petition whoever is in charge of the. I don't even know if they call it like the military alphabet. What do they call it? Because I know that they use it in aviation too. Um, but let's petition whoever is in charge of that and tell them that we want to switch you from unicorn or from uniform to unicorn. NATO. Is it NATO? It's NATO? NATO's in charge of everything, damn it. Pretty sure it is NATO. A for Aspie. X. No, Mr. Joe. X is X-ray, not xenophobia. Because I know none of y'all here have xenophobia. None of my friends have xenophobia. All right, guys, should we call it? We've been going for an hour and 21 minutes. It's for radio. I is definitely for India. That's what India. India or indigo? Oh my gosh, nice. 1 a.m. in the UK. Sleep, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. I really, really, really appreciate it. I know I need to like find times to like better accommodate everybody. Um, it's hard being here in the US and like, maybe I should do one of these in the morning after I have my coffee. TJ says I posted the whole correct thing. Oh, did you? Let's go back and see this. Where's your show your work, TJ? Oh, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-ray, Yankee, Zulu. Yankee. Yep. Thanks, Nige. I appreciate it. You know I love my coffee. Appreciate you tons. All right. Um, then Hearts Collide says, like the stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. It seriously has been for forever since I've hopped on here. I know I need to do more of these, and I always feel so energized after I do them. So this is like the perfect mix for me personally. I get to like talk at you guys, and I don't have to worry about like what you guys say next. I can just like pick it out of the chat, and I could just talk about whatever pops into my mind, and nobody can like interrupt me, and I don't have to worry about physically being in the room with somebody to where I have to worry about like my body posture or whatever, you know? It's great. So I know so many other YouTubers talk about how this is draining, and I'm like, this is for me, this is super, super invigorating. Like, I feel like I kind of ride on a high after I do one of these for a while. So that's why I should do them more. And I just don't because I always feel like I need to be like in the right headspace. So next time I do one of these, I'll try to do it when I'm not feeling like completely 100%. And we'll see how it goes. You know? That's why my streams on Friday sometimes go for 8 or 9 hours. Zach, where are you streaming? You're on you're on Discord, aren't you? Shape of Soup says, I don't know how you do it. Props. Thank you. I don't know how I do it either. Pip White Feather says, well, I'm really enjoying myself. Thank you, Pip. I am too. I hope you all are. I want to start streaming, but pathological demand avoidance or curveballs says, I want to start streaming .pda. So either pathological demand avoidance or public displays of affection, one of the two. Pip says, but I've drank wine. I won't tell anybody. Oh, Twitch. Okay. What are you streaming on Twitch, Zach? I assume you're gaming. Yes or no? Does Twitch do people go on Twitch for things other than games? I don't know. You stream on a buddy's channel. I knew UFD Tech, but what do you guys talk about? Oh, gaming. What games? Sorry, Zach, not to put you on the spot, but you're the new star of the show now. Tell me what games you play or what games you talk about. Chess streamers. Shape of Soup says I watch chess streamers. I dig it. So y'all know I'm a huge fan of poker, Texas Hold'em. That's my jam. And I will sit and watch people play Texas Hold'em all day. Pervasive drive for autonomy. Minecraft recently, but 7 Days to Die, Far Cry, and so many others. I know of Minecraft. I don't know of 7 Days to Die or Far Cry. I used to do World of Warcraft. My son wants me to play Minecraft with him, but party poker. Curveball says I used to win tournaments with 20,000 entrants on party poker. In person? I wondered if 7 Days was a zombie survival guide because that made me think of 7 Days Later. Isn't that what it's called? No, that's 28 Days Later. Let me tell you guys, after I watched that, I could not sleep. Couldn't sleep. And I would run to my car because it's like your brain knows zombies don't actually exist, but you watched a scary movie and I can't handle it. You guys, I still jump into my bed like there's a monster underneath it. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why I do it, but I still jump into bed like I'm afraid that there's a monster underneath my bed. And I'm grown up. Sims. Yeah, I've played Sims. My favorite joke is from 28 Days Later. So I know that there's two that are similar. Like one is like a girly movie and the other is like a horrific zombie movie. 28 Days and 28 Days Later. Is that the zombie one? People correct me here. But either way, Dawn of the Dead, 28 Days Later, I think that's what it is. They wrecked me, you guys. I can't handle scary movies. You should check out Anna and the Apocalypse if you like zombie movies. Zach says, no, no, I don't like zombie movies. Okay, so I was a huge fan of Walking Dead for quite a while, to the point where I would want to like have podcast conversations with all of my friends about it. Like, and there was like the Talking Dead afterwards. If anybody remembers that, it's kind of like the post show where they're like talking about strategies and like deeper meanings to things. I was totally into it. but then it just got to be a little bit too dark for me and difficult to deal with. But I used to be a huge fan of Walking Dead. And I still have some of the songs from that show on my YouTube playlist. Yeah, Bobby says Walking Dead was good for the story until the violence went over the top. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Yep, 100%. I think that's what got me. Hey, girl. Okay. Um, I'm live streaming right now. You're on my live stream. I'll end that up and then are you gonna come over? Okay. Text me when you're at the door, okay? All right, bye. Oh my gosh, I told her I'm live streaming. Now she's gonna think I'm like a cam girl. So anyways, um, little known fact, the very first episodes or the very first season where they went into the CDC center and it blew up, that was supposed to be the end of it. But they got so much attraction and attention that they continued it on. But you can always tell the series that continue them on like for too long. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, now you guys are just trying too hard. You've lost the plot, you've lost the story, and everything else. Um, so, anyways, I suppose I should end the stream so that I can go let my son's friend meet with his mom. She's coming over to get him. Um, so prepare to say goodbye, everybody. And I just want to tell you all so much how I appreciate you. If I miss if I missed any super chats, I apologize. Um, and thank you to the new members who signed up. I love you guys so much. Seriously. Big hugs, hearts. You guys are my new family, and I appreciate you so much. Bye, Alex. Bye, Shenanigans. Bye, Curvesball. Zach, Melanie, Peter, Bobby, Shape of Soup. It's like your third super chat, dude. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Ciao. Bye, bye, bye. Mwah. Be good to each other.